Hi, it's me, the Don Fanatic, and welcome to a hopefully quick draft analysis here for the upcoming PPL Champions Regulation MB Draft League. We need to come up with a catchier name than that, but I'm doing this after playing the first 2 weeks of the season. And I'm actually doing this quite quickly because I've done my week 1 video. I need to upload that today, so I want to upload this beforehand. So hopefully we can get this uploaded pretty quick after it's done in one take, and then we can upload week 1 shortly after for your viewing. So last season we missed out on playoffs on, I believe it was differential, which is heartbreaking. So this season is longer. And I feel like I'm a lot more confident now after getting that practice in from last season. But also I feel like my team is a lot better this year. I feel like I say that in every draft I do. But I genuinely think that this team I have is pretty strong. I don't think it's made... I mean, it's got a lot of strong mons on it. But I think the synergy of it is really good. And that's what's enabling a lot of the mons that you might think are not as good as they could be. Pretty solid for me. So first of all, I think I was third or fourth. I want to say I was third in the draft. And I was always going to take Mega Floette if it somehow got to me, because that thing won the first season of the PPL. And that thing is just obviously a monster. You can bring your Fairy resists, but you just do not resist Fairy unless you quad resist it. Because Fairy Aura is just a stupidly broken ability on that thing. So that got taken by Shroom Raver, the turn in front of me. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I climbed to Master Ball really quickly with Megastaraptor. I knew other people would want to try Megastaraptor, so I was like, you know what, we'll just take Megastaraptor. And it's fairly one-dimensional, but it's so good in that one dimension. People know what it's going to do now, but it will just do it. It's hard to stop. Obviously, Brave Bird, Close Combat are your bread and butter on a Staraptor, Megastaraptor. You get other coverage too, like Roost, obviously for self-support, self-sufficiency. It gets Blaze Kick for tricky steel types like Goldengo, for example. Otherwise, coverage-wise, it doesn't need too much. It gets Facade if you're scared of some kind of a status ability coming into effect against it. It's got Quick Attack for priority. It's got Bulk Up, which doesn't work too well with Contrary, but you can obviously do that on regular Staraptor too. You don't have to Mega Turn 1, so that could be something. There's probably more that I'm forgetting. It does obviously get U-Turn as well for Momentum. Probably not something you want on the Mega Staraptor, because the idea is it just kind of sits there and gets bulky with Close Combat. And obviously you need some support for it too, to boost up its offensive stats. So Mega Staraptor, I think, is going to force a lot of prep. I genuinely don't know, and as you'll see in a little while, if I will bring it every game, because my other Mega option is pretty damn solid too. So it's going to force a lot of prep, I think, and people are probably going to over-prep for it, which allows the rest of my team to take advantage. So that's first up this in my draft this season. Next is Grimmsnarl. Grim Shady over here. The main thing being the Prankster ability to actually support my Staraptor. Now, Whimsicott had gone. I think if Whimsicott was around, I would have taken that instead. Purely because it gets Prankster Charm. Sadly, Grimmsnarl doesn't. Grimmsnarl gets Parting Shot, which still gives me +1, but it's not Charm. Now, interestingly, they both get Fake Tears, so I can boost my own special defense if I need to, before getting a Close Combat off, so I could be at +3 special defense in one turn, which is horrifically disgusting. It does get Scary Face though, which means I can actually boost the speed of my Staraptor, which is really nice. It means I can lean into the bulk or go Adamant Nature where I might not necessarily be able to. But even without Staraptor, Grimmsnarl is just a fantastic mon. You know, Prankster Screens is always useful. Prankster Parting Shot is incredibly rare. We see obviously how good Incineroar is, just because it's so bulky with Parting Shot. So actually being able to click Parting Shot into things as a priority is fantastic. It has strong physical offenses as well. Like, Dave spoke to me about this and said, make sure you do bring offensive Grimmsnarl, because it can do work, and it does get, like, you know, Spirit Break is a signature move, really good in dropping special attack. Play Rough is stronger Fairy Stab if you did want to kind of lean into offense. It gets Sucker Punch, it gets really good coverage, it gets Bulk Up, it gets Nasty Plot. So it has got ways of, like, helping itself. People will always expect screens, which I'm happy for them to do, because it means they'll bring Brick Break over a stronger sort of move, like Close Combat, for example, and a lot of fighting mons, which I can chew a lot easier with my team. Just the overall sort of synergy with Staraptor is really nice, and the ability to also avoid being prankstered itself as a dark type is really nice. So things like Sableye, which I'll have to face this season, can't actually like burn it or encore it, so I'm pretty free to do those things. Yeah, it's just a really good mon, and I think the support it provides my team is going to be really valuable. So next is Metagross. As I mentioned, Mega Float has been drafted. I am playing Dave this season in week 3, so I need a good answer to it. Metagross is just really good overall. Obviously, Mega Metagross is in the game. That was the literal first pick of the draft. Again, if that or Mega Float hadn't have gone, then I wouldn't have taken either of them. So regular Metagross was the next kind of best thing, and I figured last season I didn't have a real good Steel type, and knowing that I have to face a Floette, and there's lots of other good fairies and things out there, this thing is going to be really good for me this season. It's just fat. You see there's like a recurring theme here. I've got fat offense so far, with a bit of speed on Staraptor. It's got really good strong priority in Bullet Punch. It's got really strong stab in Psychic Fangs and something like Iron Head, Meteor Mash. It did lose Heavy Slam, which is a shame, but I think that probably matters more to Mega Metagross than regular Metagross. And its coverage is insane. And it does have some good support as well. Like, I can run screens on it if I don't want to be screens on Grimmsnarl one week, or don't bring Grimmsnarl. So it's just a really strong Steel type with really good defenses. The output to, the ability to output large damage. Just a really good mon that I've used before as well. So a bit of a comfort pick in that sense too. Next is Palafin. Now, Palafin I kind of know works really well with Parting Shot users. And I think people are going to prep so much for Staraptor that Palafin's actually going to have a good role in my team. The fact I can get 0 to hero off in one turn quite easily, either just by hard switching this thing out, or if I'm flip turning out, then I can get on out of there, Parting Shot into something else. So if I lead, say, this in Staraptor, for example, I can, if I lead this in Grimmsnarl, I can actually then say flip turn into Staraptor and Parting Shot something, and I've then immediately got my opponent down to -2 on a mon and -1 on another. But I can Parting Shot out, bring the Palafin back into hero form, and then immediately threaten things with, we all know what hero form Palafin can do. Wave Crash is when it's a neutral hit, it pretty much kills. So when it's a super effective hit, it always kills. And it's got the coverage it needs to be really successful too. Ice Punch, Close Combat. We can talk about Jet Punch as well, a ridiculously good priority move on this thing. Throat Chop, Bounce, Zen Headbutt, Boom Burst, even if you want to go special. Like this thing, yes, it's physically offensive, but it's still got like 109 special attack, which with support, like I've said, Prankster Fake Tears, for example, on the Grimmsnarl, could be really strong. So I genuinely think Palafin's going to fit in my team really well with the support that Grimmsnarl can give it, and I think the redirection that Staraptor will bring in prep, people might actually sleep on Palafin a bit. So, I also just really love Palafin as a mon. I really love the gimmick of it becoming, a Super Saiyan, a Super Dolphin that can just kind of destroy things. It's a really fun concept, and it's really versatile too. It's got Bulk Up as setup. You can run Choice Scarf, as you can see. By the way, what I'm showing you now is the team that I brought for K-Son, or some of these sets anyway. So I have already played him, so if he sees this, it's fine. But yeah, spoilers for you. So that's Palafin. Next is Gliscor. Now, Gliscor, I wanted a different ground type. Honestly, I can't remember what the ground type was that I wanted. It might have been Mamoswine. But actually, I kind of banded together with a couple of the guys in the council and thought, you know what? I think Gliscor can offer me a lot of positives here. Now, I obviously have Tailwind support on Staraptor, but I'm probably not going to want to bring that most of the time. So actually having a second Tailwind Mon is really useful, especially when Grimmsnarl hasn't got access to like a Prankster Tailwind like Whimsicott would, or like Trick Room or anything like that. So speed control in the form of Gliscor is really nice. It's an electric immunity, which I was already looking kind of weak into, with Staraptor and Palafin being two massive hitters for me. Kind of weak to ice there, but I do have Metagross and Palafin that resist it, so I'm not too worried about that. I know that Poison Heal isn't very consistent at the moment because Toxic Orb isn't a thing, but Hypercutter is really useful when there's a lot of Intimidate users going around. Now, I imagine most people won't bring Intimidate into me because obviously my Staraptor could take full advantage of that. But I have got the Hypercutter to make sure I'm not getting attack drops, so I can actually run this thing more offensively if I really wanted to. But again, it's just a really good utility mon. So it lost Taunt, which I was really annoyed about. I had to double check that I wasn't tripping, that it did have Taunt in Scarlet and Violet. It did, but it's lost it now, which I didn't realise. But it's still got really other good utility in the likes of Tailwind, Knock Off, Stealth Rock Spikes, if I so am inclined, and doubles to run Hazard Stack. But it's got really good offensive coverage too, and its attack stat isn't great, but it does get Swords Dance, and its bulk is really good to the point where you can just lean into that a bit, click Swords Dance, and then start doing some big damage. But I think the role that it's designed to have for me is definitely more the supporter role. Next one I've got is Gengar, specifically Mega Gengar, and that's where I mentioned that, you know, Staraptor drawing attention to that, people might forget about this thing. So the fact that my opponents, obviously a lot of people have got really good Megas, like I'm facing Dave next and he's got Mega Floette and Mega Scrafty, very good Megas. I feel like I've genuinely probably got one of the strongest core of Megas that you could probably get in draft. The fact Mega Gengar went to round 6 without being picked is ridiculous. Like, Shadow Tag in itself is probably making it worth it. If I can trap a Grass type, that enables Palafin. If I can trap a Ghost type, that enables Metagross. If I can trap a Fairy, that enables regular Staraptor, or other things that I've got that I'll show you shortly, then I can deal with those and enable the rest of my team to pop off. But Gengar, Mega Gengar, like, is just so good. As I've ran it in the last couple of weeks, it's been so good for me. Everyone thinks Staraptor is going to do well. This thing does even better than I would expect it normally. So and I've really learned to lean into its bulk. It's deceptively bulky, especially again once you've got the Grimmsnarl support with screens, parting shot, etc. Gengar, it's a Perish Trap option if I am so inclined to do so. I've actually preferred so far running it as a more offensive mon, because I just think in my matchups it worked really well. But obviously it doesn't have to be offensive. It can have that, you know, like Shadow Tag, Encore, Protect, Perish. Like, it's got Will-O-Wisp as further support. It's got Icy Wind for speed control. Strong Stab in Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb. It's just a really good mon that I'm really growing to love very quickly. So I think, and it also gives me some really good speed as well. There's not many things that outspeed at 130 mon unless it's a Mega itself or it's Choice Scarfed. So it's really nice speed tier for me to have too. So let's quickly just hop on over to the other remaining mons that I've got. You've now seen what I've got, but we'll still go over them anyway. So next is Hydreigon, and this is again another mon that I was alluding to. If I can trap something in with the Mega Gengar, kill a Fairy, and allow Hydreigon to just pop off, then that would be amazing. I haven't used Hydreigon in draft either ever or for a very, very long time. I don't think I had it in Gen 9. But this thing hits really hard. Snarl is a great move to be able to use in doubles by lowering both your opponent's special attack if I feel like I need to. It's got incredibly strong stab in Draco Meteor and Dark Pulse, but it can also run physical. It has Dragon Dance, it has Nasty Plot. I believe it gets Tailwind actually too. So this is my third Tailwind user. It's also another ground immunity because I think with the likes of Metagross and Gengar, I'm fairly weak to ground there. I'm also obviously immune to Psychic, which wasn't too worrying for me, but it's just something that works with the Gengar really, really well. Just looking forward to bringing this thing in general. It's also really deceptively fat. And again, I've mentioned it every time, but with the support for Grimmsnarl, you can make it even fatter. Next, a mon that I'm really excited for in doubles is Snorlax. With the likes of Zard Y and Delphox being drafted, and Mega Pyro, I feel like a really strong fire resist was quite important to me. I had Palafin, but Palafin you're probably going to be running that more offensive, really lean into its ability just to click Wave Crash and kill something. So Snorlax there was actually really nice. Any special mon other than maybe like Mega Lucario, or I don't know if there's any other special fighting types that I can think of, but Snorlax can just chew hits. You really don't need to lean into its HP that often. I found you can just kind of chuck a load into defense and attack and it will still chew hits on both sides. It has fantastic utility. Stockpile if you just want to sit there and not die. Curse if you want a bit more offensive pressure. Yawn if you want to force your opponent to switch about and lose momentum. It's got insane coverage. Obviously strong body slam, strong facade if you're expecting some kind of status. What have I looked at? It's got heavy slam for fairies. It's got the likes of heat crash, which is quite fun, as you'll see at some point in the future. It's just a really good mon, and it was 9 points, and I think there's probably a case for it being slightly higher than that, because it's also really good in Trick Room. Now, I personally don't have much of a Trick Room mode here. I have Metagross with Trick Room, so I could bring that. Snorlax under Trick Room as well is really scary. I could just run Giga Impact if I wanted to, just to try and claim a kill on something. Really good abilities too. Thick Fat, fantastic for all those. Like, I don't know if I face Mega Frostlass. I think it got drafted, but like, again, shuts down Frostlass, shuts down Delphox, shuts down Charizard. Like, and I can just stick a rock move on there and just kill back or do a massive chunk back. So yeah, I feel like this is a really pivotal one for me. And I don't think I really appreciated fire types up until this point, so I kind of needed this thing. So that's Snorlax. Second to final mon. We've gone for the GOAT Pleamfist. Now I'm hoping some of you remember the absolutely heroic shift it put in, where it got 5 kills in one game against Daria. Daria is an insane player. This wasn't Scarlet Violet singles, so the fact it did that, it 1v1 to King Gambit. That was with Terra Steel, I will admit, but it 1v1 to King Gambit, which is something, quite frankly, Vileplume should not be able to do. So I'm really excited to I'm really excited to use Vileplume this season. It's really, really fat. It's got some really nice utility rather. And actually, like, for example, it does have, like, Strength Sap. Now, Strength Sap next to Staraptor is a double-edged sword. I can boost my Staraptor's attack, and I regain more health every time I do it on Vileplume. It has Moonblast's coverage, Sludge Bomb. It's another fairy killer to help enable Staraptor. It resists the electric weakness. Obviously, it is dual weak to flying and ice like the Staraptor, but if I'm facing a really strong water type or fairy, it's an option for me to bring. But it does, like I say, it has some really nice utility ability. Also, if I come against someone who's running Sun, I can run the Chlorophyll After You tech, which will allow me to be extra fast with some other things. I have Grimmsnarl, Scary Face for speed control, and I do have Tailwind and stuff, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this also gets like Sleep Powder, if I want to try and run like sleepy shenanigans here. Strong Grass Stab and Giga Drain and stuff like that for longevity. It gets Moonlight, as you can see, so it can heal that way too, as well as Leech Seed and Strength Sap. So just a really solid fat mon. It's a grass type that I wanted. I think I wanted Serena to kind of give me that priority block and also stop other people from having Serena to block my own Grimmsnarl, but that obviously went way earlier, so I kind of had to pivot to this slightly budget option. And then finally, the last mon on the team. Shout out to Ellie for absolutely utilising Stunfisk to like its top ability last season. I needed an electric type. I wanted Belly Bolt, and then Necro took it from me. Despite being in the same prep server and whatnot. But I did also steal Ghost Score off him, so it's probably fair. So I was asleep, and the council decided, you know what? I need an electric type. Let's go for Stunfisk. Because it was really the only electric type left. I think it was that or Jolteon. I look at it now, and Jolteon genuinely might be better because it's fast charming to the likes of Meisteraptor, but it has now been drafted, which is a shame. But yeah, Stunfisk is the GOAT. This thing does things that you wouldn't expect. I'm excited to use it. It needs to be the right time, but it's going to do something this season. If I play Ellie, we can already guarantee that it's coming to that game, regardless of the matchup. It is coming, and it's going to terrorize her. But that's the team for the season. That's the Norwich Skitty squad. Let me know what you think about it in the in the comments below. Like the video if you did enjoy, if you're excited for the season. Subscribe to the channel if you do want to see all the battles throughout the season. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you for week 1, which will be uploaded imminently after this. Otherwise, I will see you for future weeks in the future. Take care.